Do you know what cinema needs? I'm used to my script gremlin. It needs another team of bland superheroes trying to stop a one-dimensional villain from trying to take over the world. But I'm bored with the US, so let's set it in Russia and make all the powers really stereotypical. One guy could turn into a bear, another could control rocks, the woman should turn invisible and be great at cooking borscht. Oh, and let's have a random kung fu master in there for no readily apparent reason. Then we'll stuff it full of cliches, plot holes, loads of generic awful fight scenes with faceless baddies, and one guy who looks like Phil Mitchell and should be able to win this thing in about 5 seconds, but for some reason doesn't. And also CGI is really cheap, so that will look absolutely fantastic at all times. We'll hire some really bad actors that will work to scale and give them all one-note characters with the exact same backstory, so they all look bored stiff on screen. Then, and this is the clever bit, we make sure that it only has a budget of $5 million, but in rubles, because Russian films typically have a lower budget than Danny Dyer films, and superhero films are really cheap to do, because that way it can't possibly bomb, or say lose 90% of its box office draw in a week. Actually, I thought the next morning, that sounds like a terrible idea. Let us never speak of it again. But damn my godlike charisma and easily hackable Gmail account, because the Russians had already had the same idea and Guardians was being made. And you thought The Mummy was bad. My poor sweet summer children. I mean, there is the idea here for a good series of Russian Avenger movies, but sadly it just can't quite seem to get it right. All of our heroes are grim, growly amnesiacs who got their powers through laboratory experiments. All of them seem to be in less danger than most Marvel heroes. There's way too much talking and not enough action, although I imagine having all the goons wear balaclavas all the time saved a ton of money on extras. Also, I apparently have a superpower now. The superpower of knowing what will happen in movies. Because I predicted everything that was going to happen before it did, although it was slightly worse than how I imagined it being. This could have been a pretty cool alternative to the American-focused DCEU and MCU, a chance for Russia to prove that it can make good movies that weren't War and Peace. But sadly, this is a missed opportunity. A few more rewrites and a lot more cash could have made this worth watching. Some better, less bored actors wouldn't have hurt either, but sadly, it was not meant to be. I mean, who bombs with a budget of $5 million aside from Top Cat Begins, that is? Yet, this is still getting a sequel somehow. Don't ask me how or why. Look, if you want to watch a great Russian film, then watch Battleship Potemkin from the 20s. It's the first recorded use of montage in a film. If you want to watch a great Russian action film series, watch Night Watch and Day Watch. If you want to watch superhero films, take your pick. Just don't watch this, because this is a poor film. But what did you guys think? And if you were to build a superhero that was your own country's version of Captain America, what would its powers be? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, this has been Dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.